Hello, I'm Czardus, and let's play City Skylines 2. Welcome back to my Beginner's Guide series. Today we are going to get more educated. We need to improve the education of our city because we currently do not have any university, and so that is holding us back. We don't have any highly educated people, you can see. We have some eligible, and we have 0.1%, so we're not even attracting people to move in. So that is key. That will hold back our office profit and some of our commercial profit as well, because they will not be as efficient as they could be. But before we get to that, if you are in the market for a new PC, perhaps to play City Skylines 2, be sure to check out Apex Gaming PCs with the link down below. You can find some custom branded or custom Czardus branded PCs. And if you use the code Czardus, you can get a discount at checkout. So be sure to check that out. Now, over here, we are going to get our university in here. But before we can build it, we of course have to go down to our development tree and go to education and use 2 points to unlock that. So we will go ahead and unlock university. We want just a regular university in here. And like I said, we want it in here. We have our college over here, but I think this spot will be great for the university. So the first thing I want to do is bring this road around and just bring it up like this. And then we'll bring it, I think what I want to do is I want a road that goes right along these farms here. That should work right there. And then we can bring this curve in like that. So that's kind of like a frontage road. We might get some low rent housing over here, which could be good for or even maybe medium density, because right now I think our low rent is starting to have trouble, which is over here. Yeah, here's another low rent one, and it is abandoned. We'll go ahead and bulldoze that. This is a different low rent one. It won't hover and tell me what that is, but it is low rent. I remember zoning that, and I think what we're going to need to do is replace that with regular medium density like these ones as we go along. But for now, we've got this road here, and then the next thing I want to do is I want to bring a road in, say like this one, and we do have a little bit of a hill here to work with. So what we might do actually is get a straight road here, and then we can come in and we're going to get the university off of that. Of course, it is a pretty tight fit in here, but if we put that there, we should have enough space to kind of work with in terms of getting the terrain to look a little bit better. What we're going to do is level by right-clicking here, come out like this, and then we can come back in with the softened terrain, and we are still clicking, but there we go. We can go like that and just soften that a little bit around the building, and eventually we'll need to add to this. It's gonna go straight in like this, and it should solve the stuff we need. But we do want to get like a university library, which will probably go over here. Actually, let's go ahead and build it all now, because we have the money. We are doing pretty well. That will cost more per month, and the extension wing as well. Let's put that there. I think this can go on the hill like that. Yeah, that looks good. And then the extension wing goes in the actual area there. So now we've got a full-size university here. And actually, this curved up with the terrain too. So we're in pretty good shape with the terrain. I want to just smooth this a little bit if we can. And actually what we'll do is we'll now level to here, and then soften over on this side and over there. So that all looks a bit better. And then I'm a little surprised that we're not getting the sewage working there, but this can come right through here. We didn't end up using either of those roads, but let's check on our sewage and water real quick. Water availability is fine, and sewage export or treatment, we're doing fine in there too. So this is now our university. So we have a little bit of space in here for other things. I think what we'll do is we'll get some parts in here. And so we also want to go in and unlock large parts. I think we're ready for that too. So we'll come in here. First, we need to get park maintenance, which will help keep all of the parts in the city clean. Can do that. And then we'll go ahead and unlock large parts. And so first I want to get a maintenance building. And I think it will make sense to put that... I mean, it might make sense to put it near here, actually, but I think what we'll do is we'll get it back over in here, kind of off of this main road here. And let's see how big the building is. Park maintenance. Okay, yeah, this is going to work fine. We're going to bring a road in this way. And then hopefully we can get this on that road like that. So that will be the park maintenance building. And then we can come in and we can get some large parts in here. Let's get a large city park, or maybe a large plaza. Yeah, let's do that. So we want this to be off of here, like that. So it should be centered on that university, and then we can get a large park on each side of that. And I want that as close to the park as we can get. That was not straight on the road. Actually, that is very good. I like that. We'll get that there, and then we'll get another one over here. I wish we could do like more customization of parts and things, but we can't do that. I presume that at some point we will get DLCs that can do stuff like that, but for now we're stuck with the base game, of course. But then let's bring a path out this way. And I'm trying to decide, do I want it to go... No, you know what I want to do? I want to just leave all of the center part open for trees. And then we'll get some medium density zoning around it when we're ready for that. So now that we've got that in place, that will start to help our education improve. We'll start to see this number go up and people will get better jobs. You can see we've got some people studying there. That's great to see. Now let's focus on happiness. Over here you can see one of the big detriments to happiness right now is high crime. So we're going to check on police and administration, which is the info view right here. And if we zoom out, you can see we've got a bit of crime in here. And we have a little bit... I mean, the police coverage is showing on the road. You can toggle that like this, and you can see that where we have coverage and where we don't. Crime probability, you can see based on some of that. So what we want to do is we want to come in. We don't want the headquarters yet, because that just increases the jail capacity. And, I mean, it gets more cars out too, but we don't need it just yet. I think what we want to do is get more police stations, because right now we just have 2 downtown. And then prison, we definitely don't need that yet, and don't need CIA. Then we have administration. The welfare office can actually help a little bit. And in fact, we might want to do that. But first, I want to get another police station. So we're going to come out this way. And we'll just put another police station, like an extension of the whole service out here. We'll extend this road this way, and actually we'll curve it, because this one is meant to curve along here if we're going to continue getting residential out here, which I think we will. Bring that in like that. And then we can put the police station, put snapping back on for buildings. We'll get that right over in here. So now that will add a little bit. And I think the other thing we'll do is we'll come down here and we'll find the existing police station, which is this one here. And we'll go ahead and give it the upgrade for the garage extension, so we have more vehicles. And eventually we might need to upgrade that to a actual headquarters, but we'll also get the extension here too. So now we're going to have twice as many vehicles driving around patrolling, which should decrease the crime probability, because there will be more police driving around. You can see that is impacting a little bit in here. That is not quite as red as it was a moment ago. We're getting more police driving through here, and now that's improving, yeah. So that will help. Then the other thing we want to do is we'll go ahead and get that welfare office, because that will improve the poorest residents, and that will help them to not want to commit crime. So let's go ahead and unlock that. That is found in the police and administration tree. We'll unlock that for 1 point. And the welfare office, I think we'll put that, let's see here. I think that can go in downtown. Well, let's see how big it is first of all, I guess. Welfare office, yeah. It's not going to fit in the grid, so we have to find a spot outside of the existing grid for it. Could put that in here. Yeah, let's get that right here. And then that does not get any extension things, but it will help the area right around it the most in the surrounding neighborhood. So Aspendale, and that should in turn help Pinewood Crossing get better crime as well. So that should help that. High taxes is another thing. We're not going to touch that yet. We want to get better healthcare coverage too. There used to be something else in here earlier, but I don't remember what it was traffic. That was the other thing. I want to start talking about some public transit because we are getting bigger. And what I want to do, let's first of all check the traffic info view and see what we can see here. So by going to the traffic info view, we can see traffic flow, which shows the roads. And that can tell us how much flow or like where things are backing up a little bit. We're getting busy. Traffic volume, that shows where the traffic is mostly going. And you can see that's going primarily on the arterials, which is where we want it to go. So we have a good design here. This road here is an arterial, so that's good. Everybody's choosing the right road. It's just we've got heavy flow over here and a little bit in here. So what I want to do is we'll first build a bridge here because that was intended to happen and it hasn't yet. But we'll get the bridge in over this way. The medium road. And actually, I think what we'll do is do the 4-lane tiered arch bridge here. No. I think that's too much. We have a couple of cool bridges in there, but I don't think I want any of those. We'll just do a regular elevated road here. So this is going to come in like that. We're going to elevate it and try to keep that grade at about as 0 as we can get. It's not going to be anything fancy here. And in fact, I think what we'll do is we'll bring it along here at about 0% grade. Then we'll get a turn in here. We want this to be at 180 degrees and then come over here at about 0% grade. And then we're going to go straight from here and keep that at, again, about a 0% grade. And I'm really watching that percentage grade there. And I don't know how many times I can say grade in this, but at least once more. And then this will come in. Let's get that at 180 degrees. That should be about as flat as we can get it. That looks great. A nice big bridge across there. And that should help some of the traffic here. I mean, it won't help all of it, but some of the people here might choose to take that bridge to get over this way and then go down there. Now, this road, yeah, that's a 4-lane bridge or a 4-lane road as well. So that's great. Now, public transit. We have a few different options. First of all, we've already gotten the bus depot where like we have public transit. If you come to the development tree, you can go to public transit by getting to one of the early milestones, in fact. Which one is it? the Grand Village milestone, you unlock the development tree, which means at that point you can do buses. We've waited because we haven't needed them yet, but I think now we're at the point where, I mean, we're getting close to 20,000 people, and I think once we get medium density, or once we have the buses, that might help some of the medium density get a little bit more demand as well. But we want to get some bus depots in here. Look at all the taxis driving around there. We want at least one bus depot, and I'm going to fit it over near where we have industry, which we have a little bit over this way. So what we'll do is we'll actually tuck it back in here. Oh, that's too not big enough. Let's go ahead and put it here then. Because then we can come in and we should be able to fit an extra garage in here. Yeah, look at that. We could get 2 of those. Wow. This is going to be great. So we should have plenty of, we can get 45 buses now. It's a little bit overkill, but we know that it can all fit in there. So that's what we want. Now, the bus routes, what we want to do is, I'm just going to grab click on this for a second so I don't have such a big thing like moving around. But what we want to do is we want to have our bus routes probably going along where people want to go. So we're going to, again, go back to that traffic view, and I'm not going to care about traffic flow right now. I'm going to look at traffic volume, and I can see that people are taking the highway. That's fine. But we also have people going back and forth between downtown east and downtown west because that bridge is getting used. We see people are going across this way, and we see people are coming down here. So those are kind of where we want to have our bus routes, and we want to make sure that we've got one coming down to the port because that's where we have our industry. So what we're going to do then is a couple of things. One, I want to get a bus station because I want to have some routes that are going to the edge of the map, and I want those to connect in the bus station, and that is not going to fit in my grid, which is typical of anything I build. Probably won't fit over here either. But it could fit down over this way. The problem with putting it there, though, is that it's not going to be very great for future development. So we're going to come in here, and I'm going to buy this tile. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to not build this yet, but I want to see the cargo harbor in here. Yeah. That could go like over in here. And then it needs to be like that. What is the terrain like here? Got quite a hill there. So we are going to do a little bit of terraforming here. This is actually the lower side. This is up on a hill. But what we're going to do is we will build a little beach. And actually, let's get that a little bit higher. That should work. So this is going to be where the harbor is. And I guess let's go ahead and build it. We might as well at this point. I mean, our budget has taken a bit of a hit, but we've done pretty much all of the major stuff that we need to do at this point. Let's go ahead and get the harbor in here. And I want that right there. That is going to be a beautiful harbor here. We'll get a road right in front of it. And then that road is going to connect to a few different spots. One is going to go up there, but first we need to... Actually, that's interesting. The water is coming in here a little bit. So the water level coming out of the river is a little bit higher, which isn't a surprise. It's just something we need to be aware of. And then we're going to slope here. I right-clicked there, and we're going to slope up like that. And that was not what I wanted, so we'll come back here and do it again. And then soften over here. That should give us a nice, smooth spot for this road to come up. So we want to come over this way and up a nice about 6% grade, coming down to the harbor. Then let's go ahead. We're going to put a roundabout here too. Just because I feel like that is a good spot to have one. Leading down into the harbor. And then what we can do, we'll go ahead and we'll get our bus station in here. Now you can see that is going to take up quite a bit of our terrain. I don't want it to go that deep into it because I want the hill to be pretty good. So we're going to come in and we're going to build a road that comes this way. And then we can come in and get this bus station on that road instead. So that should then be able to connect to our harbor pretty well. Although we could have done, yeah, let's do that. We're going to do the integrated transit terminal. Where is that building? Oh, over there maybe? Yeah. So now we've got a transit terminal there. Could get an additional pier here. That, again, is going to raise the cost of it, though. So let's not do that yet. But I do like that we have that integrated terminal, because now we can come in and we can do other stuff with this. So I'm going to go ahead and smooth the terrain in here so that we just have one smooth hill coming down to the harbor. And then we can probably get some shops down in here, too. Let's go ahead and we're going to bring this road. It's going to come all the way down to there and curve in. And then these are all going to come straight down. That one did not build the way I wanted it to. Though I guess that's fine. That'll put the zoning on that side of it. Yeah, we can live with that. That'll be fine. This one goes farther than our grid here because this is, I believe, 112. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll bring this 112 and then come over here. And you know what? We'll keep that out. I think it's fine to do it this way. Yeah. Just have a little bit of a bigger block there. But so that'll work. And then what we want to do is we want to come in and we want to get our ship path in place first, which we have to buy more tiles to do. So we're going to come in here. And unfortunately, that means we need like all three of these. We should be able to get to the ship path now. Yeah, that should work. I mean, it's not going to be pretty until we can get more tiles in here. But I don't want to use too many of the tiles yet. So do that, and then we'll bring this over like that as well. And now we should be able to do a passenger line from here. Yeah, it doesn't like that path. Can do a waypoint. Every once in a while, things get confusing for the game. So we're going to come back in here, and we'll take some of these back out. Let's see if I can find the path now. No, it's too steep. I think that or too sharp of a curve. I think that's what the issue is. So we'll come in and we'll do a narrow seaway from here. And we'll get one coming out this way as well. All right, let's see now. There we go. So that will come out here and go back. And we'll just have that one route for now. So before we get too far, I want to come in here and I want to reduce that to one ship because we're probably not going to need a ton doing that at this point. But then we can also now start talking about the buses. So now we have a way. I want to get a bus line that goes to outside of the town. We're going to bring that over this way at a waypoint to Boyam and come back in here. So let's go back to the routes here. First of all, we'll have to figure that out. But this is external Boyam. And again, we probably don't need very many buses on that route. We'll go down to the minimum. And I want to see this other line. What was that called? Frith. Some of these towns, they have really weird names. External Frith. Do we have the? Yeah, we've got Braiding and Frith already. Let's go ahead and call those external, just so that for like internal management purposes, we have an idea of where they go and stuff like that. And we can unpause. I don't know why we were paused. I think maybe I hit the wrong button at some point. But anyway, then let's get another route that comes in here, starts there, and this one is going to go over to this one, which is Salips. And all of this should help boost some tourism too. Okay, so those lines are set up. And yeah, we've got 0 passengers out of 2,800 on that line. Okay, so now I went in and reduced the number of buses on that line, so both of them are at the minimum. Now, the next thing I want to do is I do want to get a bus station in here. And while we're dealing with the lower interest in here, now the thing is, we've got the university there and the college here and the pedestrian thing. I was about to put the bus station right there, because I want to have many routes that are coming here to feed this pedestrian area with people. But I kind of think I want it over here, because I want it closer to this major thing. We're going to put it right in here. Yeah. But I also want it... We need the road access there. If I put this here, we can get a bus-only road to go through here. We'll do that. And then we want public transit only through here. So that is going to feed... It's going to mess up all the zoning there. But now this road will be able to... It should get everything. Does it have water under there? No, that doesn't have a water pipe. So I wonder if we do this, if we do combined pipe here, does it connect then? It does not. That is a bummer, because we should be... I mean, you can see other vehicles are using that road, but apparently it doesn't work for that. So we will come in and get an actual road in there first. Okay, now that the road is there, we want to not have vehicular traffic go through there. So we're going to go to transportation, and we want to add, or like create this as bus lanes only. Whoop, that was not what I wanted. Take that back out. So you saw what I did there. I clicked the bus lane, and then I clicked in there, and you can right click to remove it. But that will make it so that only buses and taxis can get in there. And we're going to leave the traffic lights there so that they can get in and out just fine. I think the people who work there might be able to go in there too. But now we can come in and we can do bus lines that come out of here. But before we do that, we're going to need some bus shelters or stop signs. I'm going to go ahead and do the bus shelters because they cost a little bit more to build. They don't have upkeep and they provide a comfort, but we have, 15 million credits here that we can use. So what I'm going to do is just add shelters along the arterials, along all of them, and then we're going to get routes in to all of this. So that will be a bit of a job as we build these, but we're going to do that, and every one we build, we get 10 XP. Okay, so now you can see we have bus stations or bus stops all over the place. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add lines to all of these, and I'll show you how to do one of them. So first of all, I want to connect, let's say, this shelter or this station. We have space here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines to go through here. We're going to click here and get this started. And I want this one to make its way over to downtown east. And what I want to do for that is try to figure out a route that would make sense. And actually, I think this one is just going to be an express. It is not going to stop anywhere. Now that I'm looking a little closer at this, I'm going to come right in here and just click there and then come back over here. So this one is going to, we're going to pause and we're going to call that bus line, let's just call it Route 1. That's just do 1, and then this is going to be downtown east. Yeah, because that is connecting directly to downtown east. And then we'll probably need to go in, and we might as well start with all of these at their lowest number of vehicles. And then we're going to watch to increase. As we're watching this, we'll be able to see the line usage, and anything that goes over 100%, then that is when we will start to increase the number of buses on the line. But you can see if we get too many buses in total, we're going to end up running out. We have enough for 45 right now, but we're already using 11. So the next thing I'm going to do, like I said, is get more lines in place, and then I'll show you the ones that I ended up with. Okay, so looking at our transportation, you can see I've got a line that goes this out here. I'll go this way. We've got, if I click here to turn off line visibility, we can see downtown east, which is the one I set up with you. It is the express that goes from this station over to downtown. Then we have Daffodil Street, which comes along this side of the river. Then we have Elk Street, which follows along that way. We have Valley Street, which just connects from here to downtown west. We have Cedar Street, which goes out this way and hits the port. Then we have Vermont Street, which comes down this way, hitting the port as well. We have Rosewood, which is pretty much across along here, and it stops at the station. Riverside East, which comes along here. And then we have Garnett Street, which goes along through the middle there. So we have a lot of different routes here, and we're going to, like I said, watch the usage, and as needed, we will increase the number of buses on the line, depending on which way people prefer to go. But for now, that should really help to get more people moving around on public transit. I mean, we didn't have any public transit before, but that should help our traffic flow decrease because we're going to have more people choosing to take the bus instead. So that will help with that. And then we are also now making more money, which is good. And we have happiness is doing very well. We need better healthcare coverage soon. But let's take a look at our budget here. We can go to transportation now. You can see we are generating some fees, which is helping to reduce some of that transit cost. Budget will impact how many vehicles are available as well. So if we really reached our limit here, which we are not quite there, we're at 36 out of 45. If we couldn't build any more bus depots for whatever reason, we could increase the budget, and that would increase the number of vehicles available there. Now we've got garbage piling up over here, so it is also time to start talking about garbage. And of course, garbage is something that had some bugs before, so you might have to deal with this before we have had to deal with it here in this series. But for now, garbage is an issue. They have removed the bugs that they had, and I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get some garbage out here by our power plant or get a landfill. So we're going to go to garbage management, and we can go ahead and get a landfill right away. We could unlock the incinerator plant as well, but I think we'll just start with a landfill and put that over here. The landfill will produce some air pollution and of course ground pollution, so that's why I'm going ahead and putting it by the power plant, because the power plant is already producing that pollution. So we're just kind of adding to that, and we'll go ahead and we're going to take the trees out here. That should be enough trees out. And what we're going to do is we're going to get this on the road. I want to make sure that I've got it the right way. So we're going to go like that. And we're not going to put it on the road is really what I'm trying to say. We're going to put it over in here. And then we're going to get our landfill set up here. I want it to come down this way. Not letting me do that side. We'll do this side instead. Okay, and then we're going to leave some space for a road to go in there. Yeah, let's bring it like this. And maybe we don't want to go too close to the road, but we'll go like this. And then we'll bring the landfill down here, and it's going to have a huge storage capacity. And unfortunately, be very polluting and stuff like that. It'd be much better if we didn't have garbage at all. You know, like in the world, if we could somehow not have any garbage at all, then that would be much better. But of course, we can't do that. So we're just going to go in here, and it is mad at me right now. There we go. Now we've got our landfill. We want to get a road in here. I'm going to do a medium road just coming in here. And then we're going to have one way coming out and coming in here just to make this relatively efficient. Bring this one out this way. And of course, we don't have a curve selected, but there we go. So now we've got trash trucks that can go out and deliver to the city. The landfill could get some upgrades of hazardous waste collection, which would allow things to be collected faster. Garbage truck depot would add more trucks. Let's go ahead and do that. And then hazardous waste. Yeah, we can just go ahead and build that right there. And waste recycling unit reduces the ground pollution. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So the landfill costs a bit of money, but it will help with our garbage and stuff like that. So we've got garbage piling up in some spots, and we want to prevent that. Unemployment is now at 13%, which is probably part of why we are having very low medium density demand. So we're going to come in and let's see how we are doing profit-wise. Office and commercial are both doing very well. So we're going to go ahead and start to zone more in here. We'll get more commercial right down here in our downtown area, downtown east. This is going to be a commercial heart just to get more and more in there. And eventually we might want the high density commercial, but I don't think we have quite enough customers there yet. But that should help. We're going to let that build in, and then I'll double check the unemployment, and we'll get back to expanding in that manner. Okay, so that has filled in. Unemployment is still at 11%, so let's go and check this again. And now we want to get more office, because now that is the more profitable one. So again, this is the same tactic we've been using throughout the game. So far, this building got collapsed. Interesting. Let's tear it down and they can build a new thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and get some offices. I want to start getting some strewn up. I mean, we've already got some built in a few different spots, but let's get a few offices in here. And in fact, I want to get a little bit more in on that hill. So what we're going to do is we'll just let's bring a pedestrian street in here. Like that, and then we can come in and we can get just a few offices here. They didn't want to be there at first, but now they do. And they'll have to park out here, but that should kind of help a little bit. Let's see if we can get a pedestrian path along here too, just connecting from here out like that. I did not connect. I don't want the crosswalk. I do want it to connect to that sidewalk, just so anybody who lives up there can get down to this pedestrian area pretty well. The other spot I think is ripe for office is here in Crescent View. This used to be our industrial area, but now it is going to be a big office park. We'll get it like that, and then I want to come in and we'll get a parking lot in the middle here too. Turn snapping back on. And can we fit a large one in here? We can, look at that. Let's get a large parking in there. And then fill the rest of that with more office. So we should have a lot of jobs coming in now. And while we're at it with this Crescent View development, I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of walking paths in here, because we kind of left this open for like parks and things like that, but we do need to get some ways for people to make it from this residential area over to work if they want to. So, I mean, if they want to walk. So we have that available now. All right, so that has filled in. The next thing I want to do is actually get a landmark. So if we go to Parks and Recreation, we have landmarks available. So the landmarks were unlocked at the Grand Village stage, and we finally have enough money to build some of these. So I want to start with the Grand Hotel. It's actually the cheapest one, I believe. Yeah, other than Botanical Garden would be a good one too. But for now, because it is winter, we need more indoor recreation. And I want the Landmark Hotel to go somewhere right near the port. I think that would be where it would go. We're actually going to take this road out, which is going to make some of those people mad, but that will allow us to get the Landmark Hotel right in here. And it is mad about the road. So what we're going to do is turn off snapping so that we can back it up just a little bit. We'll get it right here. But I wanted it in that spot, and actually it's mad. Well, I put it the wrong way. That's the problem. So let's go ahead and we will relocate it, turn it around this way. Like that. So now it's got this little bit, and it didn't show the road going in there, but it's going to work there. I wanted it here so that a lot of their rooms, or I wanted it oriented in this direction, so a lot of the rooms would be facing out. And in fact, let's move it in a little bit further. And we'll get its own little turnaround road in there. Put it right there. Yeah, now it's not connected to the road, but we can fix that. We're going to come in here with a small one-lane, one-way road. We're going to connect it to the building. Like that. And then we will bring this in like so. Very simple. Kind of did a weird cut there. But it is all connected, and that should work nice. Now, I don't know why that bus decided to go in there. It's making the bus lane go in that direction for some reason, but that's okay. So that will kind of make it look that way, but like it's going in there. Now, this is creating 75 indoor recreation and 170 attractiveness. Attractiveness is key for attracting tourists. So if we come down to tourism, you can see this is starting to be a pretty popular spot because of that one landmark in there. And then we've got a little bit over here for the university, but other than that, we don't have a ton of attractiveness. But we can come in and we could get another bit of indoor recreation. So we don't have any parts that can do it. The sports parts are all outside. The large sports parts are outside as well. Although, yeah, the community pool, that summer season recreation, we don't have tourist attractions unlocked yet. So we're not going to do those. But we could get this one. I mean, that is the from Finland. Or we could get the National Gallery of Art. It's going to be very expensive, and I think that I want it like over in here. I think this would be a great spot for that. Which way does it go? It goes this way, and it's going to create 4,000 XP for us. So we're going to put it right back in here. We're going to move this substation, or transformer station. Let's check on our power. Power, we are starting to get a little bit of issues. One, we don't have enough power. We are not producing right now. Why are we not producing? We should be producing. Let's check on that. We've got backed up sewer. The sewage treatment needs to be improved. Do we have a water? Yeah, we're dumping the sewage in the river still, actually. But it's not really polluting all that much, which is good. Do we have a water treatment plant? I don't think we do. I don't think we've built one in here yet. So for now, we're just going to add another sewage outlet over here. We do have some polluted water in there. We'll just go ahead and do more here. And that should get our treatment up and running, which should then get our power plant up and running, which should improve our power. That should get our, yeah, production is at 20, which is pretty much all we're producing. But I wanted to see transformer stations. We do want this one here. We have power coming in here, and that is our main transformer. But if we get the other thing in there, this is welfare office. Yeah, we can move this. over to there. Then we need to pause so that we can be connected here. Go underground and just connect that there. So that's in that spot instead. And then let's come in and we'll get our landmark. So I want this to not be connected there. I want it to be like down here. And that got to our next milestone. So we'll end the video soon, but we are going to get this connected first. And what I want to do is we'll get a road right in front here. And actually, no, let's do a little bit of terraforming first. I want smaller brush, right click there, and we're going to have this be level here. Of course, we've got an issue here because of the power line that we just built. So we're going to pause and we're going to take this power line out. You see, I hit B to get the bulldozer, and then I clicked this button here to toggle underground mode. So we're going to do that. And then while we're paused, we're going to finish leveling that there. And then we can come back and we can build this power line back in. Going to click on that one, and then we're going to come over here and up, which should now be under there, so that's good. So then we want to smooth or soften over on this side. And what I want is we're going to have a road come in here. I think we only need to connect in the front. Nope, it wants to connect over here too. We'll get the road all the way over to there. And then we're going to put a roundabout in here. It is mad. Okay, we're going to pause again and take this road out for a moment. And then come back in here and get our roundabout there. And then we're going to bring a road out here, which is going to connect to that one. I want to be able to get both of these roads in here, so we'll see how this works. We want to bring this in. Maybe we just go straight here. It doesn't want to connect there. That worked. And then can we get this one to connect here as well? No. All right, well, we'll bring this straight out then. And then I want to get a parking lot in for this. And we can't fit the large one, so we'll get some medium parking lots in here. Plenty of parking. And on pause, and that should all be operating now. And that is adding more attractiveness as well. And it will then add some indoor recreation. If we go to tourism now, we have a little bit more interest there. And overall, city attractiveness is 43. So we want to get that as high as we can, and that will increase the number of tourists. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Click on the video on the screen now. It will be the next episode if it's out. If not, it'll be another video that I guarantee you will enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.